cinematographic nature. Suppose you are projecting a film and suddenly it stopped. And then the movement, the sound, the image stop. And then it's not possible. So if there is an interruption, it will not be able to continue. So there must be a steady continuation in order for the thing to be possible. Suppose you plant a seed of corn, and a few days later, you dig to see how long, how far it has gone, and you interrupt the processes. You have to allow it to continue day and night, non-interruption. The flame on the tip of the candle. If you blow it out, it cannot continue. So the fourth condition is steadily continuous, non-interrupted nature as condition. Your transformation and healing is like that. If your physician gave you some antibiotics and he asked you to take it for 10 days, and you take it 2 days only and you make a pause of 10 days, it doesn't work. It should be steady and continuous. So everything should be like that. That is the fourth condition. And then you see that the nature of the seeds are also like that. Look into them and you see that the four conditions are there. The conditions are there for them to be preserved. The conditions are there for them to be manifested. And we can see that we can testify to the fact that our consciousness is really not an entity, not a permanent entity, static, but a current, a stream, a processes. And we can say that the nature of our consciousness is nature of cinematography. Contemplating consciousness in terms of subject, and consciousness looking at object of consciousness. The object of consciousness may be matter, may be the physical aspect, may have a physical aspect or physiological aspect. And very soon we discover that the object of consciousness, it also has the cinematographic nature, like the fire circle, like the river, like the flame on the tip of a candle. And nuclear scientists of our times, they tell us that when they observe matter, they don't see things that we usually see. They see birth and death every moment. They see the elementary particles as in always in movement. The electron travel at the speed of 300,000 kilometers a second. The atom and the electron really has a cinematographic nature. And what we see as humans, as animals, as trees, as mountains, they are very much the construction of our mind. Usually we don't touch the svalakshana, the thing in itself. Suppose we speak about colors. and sound. And scientists are able today to tell us that the colors we see is an invention of our sense organs. Because colors depend on light. And light waves, different kind of light waves, luminous waves. And it depends on the wavelength that we are in touch with. Our eyes is capable only to receive only wavelength that is very limited. If the waves are too short, we cannot receive it. If the waves are too long, we cannot receive it, and we qualify them as non-existent. The same thing is true with the sound waves. We can perceive a very limited series of waves, of sound waves. If the wavelength is too short, we cannot hear it. Or if they are too long, we cannot hear it. But other living beings can hear it. Like the dog can hear many kind of sounds that we cannot hear, because their body, their sense organs are organized in a different way. And when something that we do not see, when we do not hear, we cannot say that they do not exist. It's like the signals, the radio signals, the television signals. They are traveling very quickly in this hole. They strike at our body, they strike at our eyes and our ears. We don't see anything. We don't hear anything, because they are emitted in a wave length that cannot be received by our eyes and our ears. We need a television post to transform them into, to convert them into the wavelength that our eyes and our ears can receive. So we are not really capable of touching the tư tưởng, the thing itself, as they are. In Buddhism, it is said that store consciousness are capable of touching the thing in itself. And also the five sense organs, when they do not operate together with mind consciousness, they are capable of touching reality in itself. But with the involvement of mind consciousness, well, there will be mental constructions. We construct selves, we construct things, and that we will speak later in the next Dhamma talk. There are oysters that live at the bottom of the ocean. They are living beings. The light that we enjoy here is able to reach there somehow, a little bit. And the oyster, as a living being, has no chance to see the blue ocean. And for them, the blue ocean doesn't exist. We human beings, we are walking on the planet. When we look up, we see the constellations, the stars, the moon, the blue sky. And we look down when we see the blue ocean. We consider ourselves to be much superior to the oysters. and we have the impression that we see